We also have Hacienda in the drop location. We have San Martin. We have El Pozo. Picardo is over there right now. Montenovo is also over there. Chumacera is also going to be there. Los Lunas is easily accessible, but drops like Campo Militar, Torre Amuda, or let's say Puerto Paraíso are going to be a bit difficult for the teams to actually reach out. But I guess they're gonna go and they're gonna reach all the drops very easily so that eventually they could get a good location. So let's see guys how the fights are going to be established at this moment. I can already see teams are going to actually get those finishes very soon. Teams are going to get those punches very soon right now, and that is going to be very important. Let's see what happens. Okay guys, what actually happens to them. I'm getting a call from the management, that is why I was a bit offended. But anyway guys, I can already see that all the teams have already jumped. All the fights are going to be on point right now. I'm expecting a good gun game coming up from all the teams which actually choked on to the last match. In the last match we had seen IHC Esports going on to the first hand, but in this match I guess there is a comeback coming up right now. We have another fights coming up. Look at that guys. Team ASG is also going into the fight. This was the team which actually got hashtag second position in the last match. But if we talk about Team APG, well, they were also on point. Team Salvador Esports, Pika was the one to actually get hashtag 3 position, but in this match he has secured 1 point. That's brilliant. But we have numerous fights going on in the lobby, which is actually the kind of carnage which we forever wanted to see. Look at that. Pika still going for those finishes. Top has been picked off. Scry is down. Action is still alive in the lobby, but Team Aura is trying to put those pressures. Look at that. Aura is also getting tagged out very frequently. Kisa is meanwhile getting 1 finishes. That's brilliant. But we have n number of finishes going on in the lobby. That is brilliant. Look at that. ICI Sun has also been picked off. The last one standing for this team in the last match has been picked off. But if we talk about Team Envy, this team is also facing a wrath of team number 70 right now. Look at that. Jimmy is again going on fire. Jimmy is with 0 finishes, but still his team is alive right now. Jimmy and King is going to be the last man standing of these teams. But if we talk about Team Oni, Rossi is going to get that 1 finish. We have Cilion with 1 finisher. That's brilliant. Leon. Yeah, that's the name. They both have got 1-1 finishes each. But if I talk about another punch-in, well, if I talk about this guy which is known as Nick, he's pretty much lit. He has to get some first aids. He has to get some utilities so that eventually a comeback is possible. And there we go. The first aid has been dealt. The damage has been dealt. But we have King, which is coming up very soon into the area. And there could be a fight in the areas of Minaj and Riz coming up very soon. But the utilities must be gathered before that. This guy has UMP45 along with the M16A4, which is not that great of a gun combo. But if we talk about Jimmy, well, look at this gun combo. Exactly the same gun combo which King had. But team number 3 is going to get that winner chicken dinner into their courtyard somehow. And they are trying to actually get those finishes very soon. Let's see what eventually happens to them. Let's see what eventually happens to the fights at this moment. The kind of carnage is going to be very easy. But in the areas of, let's say, Hacienda and San Martin, there are multiple and numerous fights coming up. Look at that. If we talk about action, well, he is trying to put those action into the perspective. Pika meanwhile still waiting it out with only 1 finishes for his team. They are still trying to battle it out. Team APG got 3 amazing finishes. That's brilliant. But Easy has been picked off. We have Jamie with 0 finishes. If I talk about Sky9 IQ, he is pretty much far away from that angle. You can already see team number 20 is trying to put that pressure into the concession. There could be a good wipe up coming up. So we have FJ, we have Foxy, we have Badman from this team. But if I talk about Team APG, well, they are losing man oh man. They are losing their ground. So you can see that Easy is going to go down with 2 finishes. He is still in the lobby, but I don't think a revival is possible at this moment because the other guy, that is Ninkyu, is pretty much far away, and there is not a chance which is going to stand it out. And there we go. Ninkyu is also picked off. If I talk about Team Onic, well, Onic is still in the lobby. Rosie is trying their level best to actually put Jimmy down, but Jimmy is constantly trying to retaliate, constantly trying to save himself from all the wrath, all the carnage which is going in the lobby right now, so that eventually he could get a good angle. Eventually he could do that 1v2 and get his guy to actually come up back into the fight. But Jimmy has been tagged out quite severely and he's going for that close range fights. Let's see what eventually happens to him. A 1v2 battle is going to be there, and I guess Falcon has spotted, Cleon has been spotted, and Cleon gets that sneaky finish, and just like that, Team Onyx takes that revenge from the last match which you saw. And if I talk about Rosie V3 with 2 amazing finishes, Cleon also with 2 finishes, they have tormented single-handedly all the teammates of team number 3. That is the name, let me tell you about the name. I'm pretty confused about the name. Natus Wince. Yeah, that's what the name was, and they have been tormented. Now let's talk about team number 13. LZR Joey has been picked off. We have Isa Jad, and we have Fierzo is trying to put put that revival into the consideration. But if we talk about team A7, we have Carol HQ, we have this guy Senak Star, we have Revo, we also have A7 Mafaiso. But let's talk about those teams which we wanted to see. I'm going to talk about team EXO, which is in the lobby. Look at that, EXO Immortal is going to be there. We have Sensei in the scene, we have Fierce, we have Punk in the scene. This is the, let's say, second runner-up of BGS, which actually went on into the India's esports era, and you can already see that these fights are going to be very interesting to watch. Team Stalwart Esports, 4 members are also pretty much close. We have 33Z, we have Yangs, and other than that we also have Sunan and Daoshil in the scene, which are trying to take that fight into their consideration. But let's talk about Team Godel also. Well, look at that, with that golden Mirado they are trying to push in at this moment. So we have Neo is Noob, we have I am Noobi, and Neo Hume, and the other guy, that is Clutch God, is going to be over there right now. The IGL is trying to scout, the IGL is trying to find all these angles. But meanwhile, in the area of El Pozo, we have another fight going on, another carnage going on. Team LS are getting very dirty by the hands of team number 5, and they are just single-handedly tormenting the whole lobby of team number 13. Isajat, the only man standing of his team, is trying to retaliate, but I don't think there is a retaliation coming up. But Team Godel is again into the fight. Look at that, Neo is Noob is there, Neo Huma has secured 1 knockout, that's brilliant. I am Noobi is also here right now. So let's see how these guys are trying to take it out. This is a pretty good high-rage fight which is going to come up. The first zone is going to shrink in very rapidly. Meanwhile, if we talk about Team Godel, well, they have not secured even a single finishes for this moment. LSR, Isajat also goes down. Team number 5 single-handedly wipes off the team that is known as Team LZR. Well, they have been picked up. I don't know about the name because I can't see any name coming up into the slot list, which is actually in the description. So yeah, I'm unable to tell the name of that team. But absolutely, if I talk about Team Aura and Team Stalwart, well, they are pretty much grounded into the area of Hassan El Patron. You can see that action can already see all the movements which are going on from let's say team of 15, but he is just waiting for a moment where he could easily get those finishes. Meanwhile, we have Team EXO getting hands dirty. Sensei goes down, Sensei is gonna go down, I guess, if I'm not wrong, and there we go, Panko also goes down. Oh, look at that, look at that. Sunan secures 2 amazing finishes, and just like that, all the roster, or let's say all the teammates of Team EXO are gonna go down. Team EXO has been wiped off at hashtag 16. But that's a really very bad start for Team EXO in this lobby, because this was the first match of their team. But eventually they were taken down, and they didn't even got a single knockout, or let's say single finishes for themselves. So that is why this is a very bad start for Team EXO. Meanwhile, if I talk about Team Salvador Esports, well, they have outperformed themselves. They have done the job. They have done the crazy thing which was required. See, you have to get some initial facts. You have to get some initial picks into the lobby so that eventually you get that motivation boost. Or let's say your hands are pretty dirty with those finishes. You want to get some more carnage, but then you can easily wait for those position points to come into your favor also, because you've already got 4 finishes, or let's say a good amount of loot. Because the thing is, Team EXO has looted the area of Los Angeles. Other than that, Team Starlord Esports was the one to actually loot the areas of Los Angeles. Now all the teams, all the loots of Los Angeles is into the hands of Starlord Esports. They can just choose, they can just shop around, and then they can just cruise around into the lobby, get some more finishes and get some more cozy position points, so that eventually they can just grind more harder and harder. But if we talk about some other teams, well, Godel is pretty much close away, but Godel is not trying to push in because they already know they are pretty much onto the edge of the zone, and there is no let's say condition when they are going to push in into the outer areas of zone, because that is quite a risky thing. Zone is getting damages, zone is giving you the damage, the team is going to give you a damage, a panic situation is going to be created. But I guess Team Godel, one member is already pushing. Neo Tazwad is also far away. If I talk about Neo is Noob, well, he's in the Mirado, he's trying to chase them out, and Neo Hume is also trying to chase them out. There could be a good elimination coming up, I guess, if I'm not wrong. Neo Hume has spotted them out, and there could be elimination coming up. Look at that, guys, they have spotted, the sprays are going to be on point, trying to put some damages with that beautiful scar, but the amount of damage is very less. If we talk about Team Aura, Kaisa and the other guy, that is No Mercy, is going to be over there. Neo is Noob is gonna go down, if I'm not wrong, but he survives, he thrives, he puts that knock into the consideration. If I talk about Aura Kaisa, with 3 amazing finishes, they are trying to put that carnage into perspective. But if I'm not wrong, Neo Hume is more than capable from Team Godel to actually put this fight into his courtyard. Let's see what eventually happens. Team Godel can be picked off. Neo Hume goes down, but from right angle, Neo is Noob is there, and just like that, the cover is provided. Team Godel secures 2 amazing finishes, and just like that, with the flick of an eye, they have secured some brilliant finishes. Now they have to get that revival. But if we talk about team number 20, well, look at that, he is finding that opportunity. The sprays have been dealt. Badman is constantly trying to put that pressure into the consideration, but Neo is Noob is trying to put that, let's say, cover for the team, cover for the teammates, but it is going to be quite a hefty one. Look at that, sprays are already been dealt, the kind of damage is already very tormenting. They have secured 1 amazing finishes, that's brilliant. But if we talk about Team Godel, well, they are coming back. Clutch God has been picked off. Neo Hume is not going to survive in the fight, and there we go, just like that, Neo Hume is knocked out, but the IGL is going to survive, if I'm not wrong. There we go. The IGL goes for that revival. That's brilliant. Neo is going for that revival, but he's pretty much open up. He could be taken down at this moment. I'm Newbie is also picked off. Man, oh man, Team Gordon is again getting pressurized by the same team, by the same fight, by the same angle. This is going to be quite a tiring one. I'm Newbie also goes down. Now Gordon has only one choice, that is to go into the zone. And this is the exact thing which I was talking about, that when you are out of zone, the kind of pressure is going to be very, very, very on point. And this is what happened to Team Gordon. That is why they are getting tormented. Look at that, guys. Gordon actually got that pressure into the courtyard. One guy has been picked off. Clutch God is going to get that 1v1. Oh man, look at that. Clutch God also goes down. And just like that, Team Gordon goes down. Team 120 secures 4 amazing finishes. That was brilliant. Coming from outer areas of the zone, they wiped out Team Gordon. They got some finishes from the other teams also. And this was something very amazing. Now let's see what eventually happens to all the other teams. EXO from India, Gordon from India has already been wiped out. So at this moment, 2 of the Indian teams have already been picked up. But if I talk about another team, IHC is coming up with those amazing tiring fights. In the last match, Team Navi was also one, actually got some finishes, but in this match they are facing a lot of tag, a lot of punches, which is actually going to be quite a lovely one. We can see that we have Pixie, we have Matic in the scene. Other than that, we also have Miku in the scene trying to take the fight into the consideration right now. That's brilliant, but let's see what eventually happens to them. Let's see what eventually the gun game is going to be for them. If we talk about IHC, Godless is going to be into the zone, and the best thing for this team is that they are in the zone. They have hardcore covers, they have the utilities because they have looted the compounds of Los Angeles, which is a very good compound. Okay, that's Picardo, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, Picardo has been looted by this team, and that's a very good big compound where you can easily loot up, where you can easily take those fights into your courtyard. So this is quite an interesting one. You can already see that the teams are trying to torment all the fights which are coming up in the lobby. If we talk about Team IHC, well, they are also trying to retaliate. IHC is constantly trying to find out those angles which is required in the lobby, constantly trying to get those finishes into their courtyard, but still this is going to be quite a difficult one. As you all can see, the zone is going to shrink in very rapidly. If I talk about Team Boom, this was the team which you remember, they got the winner chicken in the last match with some amazing brilliant number of finishes. If I'm not wrong, 16 finishes were there into their courtyard, and in this match they are coming back with this beautiful arm. Boss KUX4 has got that arm into his courtyard. Other than that, M416 is also in the backpack, so I guess he's more than ready, more than amped up for a fight. But the second zone is going to sink in about, okay, the third zone is going to sink in about let's say 50 more seconds to go. We have pretty much a low survival going on if we compare this to the last match, because in the last match at the 5th zone we had, I guess if I'm not wrong, 10 to 15 teams. 10 teams were left. Yeah, 10 teams and 20 to 30 peoples, no, if I'm not wrong, 28 to 35 people were still left in the 5th zone. But if I talk about the map of Miramar, well, this is a very opened up map where you tend to take an open fight, where you tend to take those fights which are very let's say far away from your courtyard. So these are things we have to be very secure about. If we talk about Team Evos, we have Micro Boy, we have KF, we have Lyzug, we have Redface, and if you guys don't remember, this is the guy from BTR, which is actually into Team Evos right now. But you can see that we have a Micro pretty much ready to take a fight. If I talk about Team 4, well, this was a team which actually tormented the other teams which are into their courtyard. So I guess now this fight is going to be very interesting. Miramar is a map where you actually take a fight very openly. There is no hardcore covers at most of the times, and you can already see they are going to get secured by Team Bonafide, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, Bonafide Esports is also very close. We have Key Wows, we have Cheetah, we have Yolf FW, and if I talk about Nooks, well, he has already been picked off. That's a very bad start for that team. Now if we talk about team number 17, Onyx, Cleon is the only one left right now. Let's see what Cleon can do. Let's see what the punch-in is going to be into their courtyard or not. That is going to be the major concern. The kind of carnage, the kind of punch-in, the kind of gun game is going to be very interesting and very low-key, but he is just constantly trying to remind himself that he is so low. He has to be very low-key. He has to be very secure about the kind of punch-in which is going to depict very soon into the lobby, and he has just to wait for the position points to come up. The third zone is already starting to shrink. All the other teams which are out of the zone, for example team number 5, for example team number 6, Stalwood Esports, for example IHC Esports, are constantly trying to push in, and there is a huge chunk of zone which is still into the area of zone, but the teams are not into that area. That is Los Angeles. You can clearly see that if I talk about the western part of the zone, you can see Los Angeles is pretty much vacant. Only one team, that is team number 9, is in the zone right now. That's not a major thing. Bonafide Cheetah goes down by this beautiful spray, and Cleon, the solo man standing, is one of those deadly players who is going to get a knockout and then get that finish into his courtyard also. Okay, let's talk about this into the terms of, let's say, PUBG rather than talking into terms of BGMI. So here we don't talk about the finishes, we talk about the defeats, we talk about the knockouts. And you can see that he's going for that first hit coming up, but he is going to be spotted by the other guy from Team Bonafide, and there we go. Just like that, he has been spotted, and there is nothing he could do because he was pretty much wide open. He just actually went on for the first hit, and after that he was eliminated. That was a really very bad thing for them, but of course he actually outperformed himself because he got 3 finishes. He actually got one guy from Team Bonafide Esports also. But when you are a solo player, you have to be very vigilant about the kind of situation which is going on. So yeah, that was brilliant. But now the 4th zone is going to come up. My prediction is Los Angeles. Let's see what happens. Okay, the zone is into the sort of center. Los Angeles, 10 to 15% of Los Angeles is still in the zone, but that's not enough. If I talk about Team IHC, well, look at that. Zeol is trying to actually battle out. Team Evos is trying to put that pressure. The kind of nades are going to be very low key. Look at that, action is going to be there. That's brilliant. Let's see what STE action does. But of course, he is also punched down by the other guys from Team IHC Esports. In the last match, Team IHC Esports was taken down in a quite early fight. But in this match, they don't want that this happens. Oh, look at that, look at that. Action secures one more finishes. Action is going to get and take that finish into his courtyard. But I guess he has to heal himself. And you have to know that when you have to stop, when you have to actually grind, when you have to actually wait it out and bait all the other teams. You can already see that they are going for that. Another 1v1, another 1v1 comes up. He actually secures that 1v1. Going for that first hit, but he has been backstabbed. Look at that, the amount of HP, look at that HP bar. He is literally very very low, going for that first hit kit, but he can be spotted very soon. He can be eliminated very soon, but he goes for the potion, but he was full stopped by Team IHC Esports. That was brilliant. IHC Esports secured some brilliant finishes. They have got 1 finishes, but we have Godless and Zeol's only one left in the lobby. IHC has been picked off, but another fight goes on. Team Salvard Esports, or should I say SZ Salvard Esports, is going to fight it out with this team that is known as A7 Esports. Yeah, A7 Esports is here. Let's see how the fights are going to be. Alpha 7. Okay, yeah, man, oh man. This is going to be the Alpha 7. Alpha 7 goes down. I guess the other guy which I left right now from Alpha 7 is going to be Mafiso, and the other guy, that is Revo. With 1 finishes, this guy Revo is constantly trying to scout those angles which can actually get him some more finishes. If we talk about Mafiso, he is trying to actually get from another back areas, but a fight is going to be over there. SZST gets that elimination. That's brilliant. But if I talk about Revo, well, look at that kind of elimination which is going on. Revo was trying to finish him off, but that was not the possible situation. Look at that smooth finish. Look at that smooth angle which he got. That was brilliant, man. That was absolutely tormenting. He got another finishes. That is brilliant. Team SZ Salvard Esports is going to face a lot of wrath. You can see that SZST is already tagged out, already prematurely finished. They have got 6 amazing finishes. That's great, but they are losing their manpower. The Yangs have been picked off. Daoshil has been picked off. If we talk about 33Z, he is not going to survive in the fight because he can easily be breeded out, or let's say finished out by some other guy. But if we talk about Sunan, he is actually getting that Mini 14 to work up, Mini 14 to fire up. Other than that, he also have Skarel, which actually can get some good knockouts, get some good finishes. But team number 9 is praying with the eagle eye. They are just trying to find the angle. Whenever they find that angle, they are going to get that finish into their courtyard. So that is going to be quite an interesting one to watch. A7, Revo is there. We have Mafiso on the scene. Other than that, Navi Matic is also here with 0 finishes. Dixie is also going to be here with 0 finishes. That's brilliant. But let's talk about the punch-in going on. Sunan goes to put some nades in the lobby. That's brilliant. The nades are actually over there so that he can eventually make a connection. But another nade has been cooked out. There is going to be a... Oh, this nade can actually result in a very good 1v2. Let's see how the connection is being made. Oh, man, look at that smooth nade. Just like that. I predicted that nade is going to get that connection, and that nade actually got that connection. That was brilliant. But now we have team number 4, which is pretty much solo. This guy, that is Sunan, is pretty much solo, and he is going to get that 1v1, or let's say 1v2 fight with team number 9. Another nade goes on. Oh wow, how the nades are getting connection, I don't know, but the nades are getting connection very rapidly. The nades are getting connection very frequently, but he can be spotted. He can be picked off at this moment. Oh, Sunan has been picked off. A bad situation for him, but yes, Sunan has been taken down. Team number 9 actually got that elimination, but that was quite a good one. If I talk about Team Evos, meanwhile with 0 finishes, this team is still in the lobby. Red Faceless has been picked off. Microboy, KF, and the other guy, that is Lizerg, is still in the lobby. Now they have to go in the zone because the 5th zone is going to shrink in very rapidly. Other than that, if I talk about Team Knight, We have this guy, Knight Caesar, with the 0 finishes, but he's focusing on to team IHC. Other than that, he has to also look after team number 20, because in the last match also team number 20 was the one to actually get that second position. They are very good at getting position points, but they are actually, let's say, their game is pretty average when it comes to taking down the finishes and, let's say, taking on the opportunities. But when you are focusing on to finishes, you have to be pretty much neglect that amount of position points you are going to get, because aggression could take you down very, very soon. So yeah, these are the things which you have to be pretty vigilant about, and team of 20 is pretty vigilant about all the things which are going on in the lobby. They're checking out the surroundings, they're constantly trying to actually bait all the areas. But I guess FJ is getting tagged out by the other guy from team IHC, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, IHC's Zeol is onto the back foot areas, but Godless has secured a very good high range area from which he is trying to put some space. And you can see that the SLR is actually into his working areas. With 15 bullets getting into SLR, he's trying to put that single tap action into the fire. So let's see what eventually happens. Let's see how the knockouts are going to be. And if we talk about Team 21, look at that, guys. Team 21, FJ is in the zone. Team 21, Foxy is still trying to actually bait in the zone. If we talk about Badman, he is also pretty much in the zone beyond a hardcore cover, taking those fights into his courtyard. What do you think about that, guys? What do you think about the team which is going to get that winner chicken dinner, guys? Give a prediction to me. Give a huge shout out to that team which is going to get that winner chicken dinner. And once again, let me tell you, a huge UC giveaway is going on onto the channel of 7 Direction Esports. Go ahead, check it out. And once again, let me tell you that my name is Raider. Check out the caster details from the left side of the screen. The details have been flashed. Caster socials are over there right now. My YouTube channel is going to be over there with the name of Raiders Race. And if you want to follow me on Instagram also, you can just connect with me onto the Instagram with @Raiders Race. You can just search it out. You can just tag me. You can just ping me with any other story, or let's say any other casting work which is going to come up. But now 7 teams, 14 players are still left in the lobby. I'm basically a Hindi plus English caster. Whatever you want to do, I can cast. So yeah, there we go. IHC is going to be there. Let's see. The Godless is still trying to wait it out. Look at that kind of dominant game going on. See, all the action which goes into the lobby of Miramar is actually between the zones of, let's say, 3rd zone to 5th zone. After that, teams are pretty dormant. If the survival is low, teams are trying to scout all the players. If the survival is high, teams are trying to actually hold themselves right now in the map of Miramar, because this is a very open map, with a small mistake you could easily choke your whole team. So these are the things teams have to be pretty aware about, and I can already see they are trying to actually get those angles into the perspective. These guys have the zone. Wow, IHC is still dominating the zone. But if I talk about Team Knights, well, they are out of zone and they have been picked up by Team 21. Look at that opportunistic team. In the last match also, this team was the opportunistic one. They were trying to actually get those finishes into the courtyard, but in this match, Gordel and both Team Exo were eliminated quite early. Gordel, meanwhile, getting those 2 finishes into the courtyard was good. But if I talk about Team Exo, well, they were wiped out with 0 finishes, and this is something which they have to be very aware about. Yeah, there's that. But you can see that Team Navi is still trying to battle it out, still trying to actually take those fights into the courtyard. Let's see what eventually happens to them. Let's see how the gun game is going to be retaliated, because the thing is, Team Evos is pretty much far away from the zone. They have to be in the zone. They have to travel a total of 100 meters more to be in the zone, and teams like team number 9 are trying to actually avoid that situation, which is going to be another nade is going to be cooked, but all the placements of the nades are not that accurate, and that is why team number 9 is still very, very dominant into the zone, very, very secure in the zone, and they are just trying to actually put that pressure into the perspective for team number 2. Oh, look at that. This guy actually just spotted him out. Microboy is in the vehicle. Microboy is trying to put this rotation from the right angle, but he's again getting spotted out by some other guy from Team Boom. There is going to be a good elimination coming up. Microboy has to do that magical 1v1, which he actually does, which he's renowned for, and there we go. 1v1 is going to be on point, and there we go. Microboy secures that beautiful 1v1. Microboy. Okay, that was not the 1v1 for Microboy. Some other guy actually secured that finish, but I don't think he's going to secure that finish, and there we go. Just like that, he was picked up. Now KF is going to get that revival. That's smooth, but I guess more than getting a revival, they have to focus on to getting the zone, because the zone is coming up very soon. They have to travel 65 meters more to be in the zone. So these are the things which are pretty much risky for team number 2. Only 3 teams are left in the lobby. We have team number 20, we have team number 14, that is Team IHC, coming back into the lobby. We have Zeol going for that revival, but I guess team number 20 is not going to give them that option. Look at that. The low toss nade has already been cooked. I guess team number 20 is going to go down. Oh, look at that smooth finish. 10 finishes for team number 20. If we talk about Team Evos, well, they have secured 2 amazing finishes. That's good, but this is a 2v2 battle. Now let's see what eventually happens. Microboy has to come back into the fight. Microboy has to do some magical stuff in the lobby. Other than that, they are going to choke in very harshly. So let's see what eventually happens. In the last match, team number 20 was the one to actually get that hashtag 2 position. In this match, team number 20 is going to get that hashtag 2 position if Team Evos manages to wipe them out. So let's see what happens. The Molly gets a connection. He is going to go down with that Molly if I'm not wrong, but the damage are already been dealt. He is going for that first aid kit so that eventually he could come back into the fight. If we talk about next zone coming up, there is going to be a 7 zone. Oh, look at that. The 7 zone again goes into the favor of team number 20. They have the major chunk of the zone into their courtyard, so this is going to be quite a risky one. You can already see all the other teams which are trying to battle it out. All the other fights which are going to go on are going to be very amazing, but team number 20 is actually maintaining their consistency. In the last match, they had secured some good finishes. They maintained their hashtag 2 position. In this match also, they are going to go with that smooth or with that same exact finishes, same exact points which are going to be over there. Micro, okay, is actually onto the back foot areas. I guess they're going to go from the drop down areas of the zone. Okay, they are going to go from the left area so that eventually they could get some more locations. They could explore more locations. But if I talk about Team Evos KF, and he's the guy which actually is onto the surprising end, but right now the both of them are going to push in so that eventually a good impact is going to go on. A 2v2 battle is going to be over there. Let's see Evos KF can do the magical stuff or not. If Microboy is still in the fight is not the major concern. But if we talk about 21 FJ with 3 finishes, this guy is still dominating. If we talk about Batman, he is trying to actually scout all the angles with 5 amazing finishes. No, this guy secured 3 finishes and FJ is also secured 3 finishes. With a total amount of 10 finishes, total amount of 10 defeats, this team is standing very tall in the lobby. I don't know who is going to get that winner chicken dinner, but I'm hoping that the Microboy is going to come back with a good punch, come back into the fight with a good fight. But if I talk about team number 20, well, they are pretty dominant. They have got 10 finishes. They have got a good location in the zone. So there is a 60% chance that this team is going to win this fight. This team is going to win this. So victory, they are going to get that winner chicken dinner into their courtyard. What do you think about that, guys? Comment down once again. And you can just tell me your opinions onto my Instagram handle also, which is getting flashed onto the left side of the screen. So just go ahead, follow me, and go ahead and just subscribe my YouTube channel also, because I've taken a challenge of 365 days, 365 streams. So yeah, let's see what eventually happens to them. Team number 20 is still trying to actually analyze all the locations. Let me show you a drone shot so that you can easily know that how the teams are trying to fight it out. Look at that. This beautiful drone shot is actually trying to elaborate all the situation which is going on. But now the zone is going to shrink in. Now all the teams have to push in. 21 FJ goes on. And there we go. Another 1v1 is going to go there right now. That was a smooth knockout coming up. Microboy is the last man standing. Let's see what he can do. He has been damaged quite severely. I don't think there is a comeback coming up. Microboy stands up, but just like that, he was tormented. Just like that, he was taken down. And Microboy also says goodbye to the lobby. With that finish, with that smooth fight, team number 21, or let's say team number 20, whose name is team 21, has secured some brilliant finishes. If I'm not wrong, see, they have secured 12 finishes. Yeah, 12 finishes for themselves and getting that winner chicken dinner. If we talk about team Evos with only 3 finishes, they have secured the